economy is one of the most complex and sophisticated capitalist systems ever devised. And recently we've discovered that our sitting representatives, among others in Washington, are leading us down a tragic path. How does your understanding of global economies compare to those of your opponents?
Well, I'm actually uniquely qualified here. I have a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in trade and international business, and that's a macro level, big picture economic type approach. And then when I was in the Central Intelligence Agency, 8 years abroad, part of my job was to watch the economic stability and the financial stability of the countries I was posted to, and neighboring and regional issues as well. So I do have a sound understanding for balance of payments, balance of trade, and how that affects everything right down to the gas we put in our car. And I'm not familiar enough with my opponents in the primary to comment on that, but I do have rather substantial education and meaningful experience at the macro level when I was in the government, and at the micro level as a small businessman. You know, if you have to do some finance to get some projects going, you learn a little bit about banking, and you understand that compared with your macro level understanding of the economy, you understand why we are in the situation we're in with respect to our financial system and our economy.
You do have a unique background and experiences. Elaborate more on how that gives you an edge over Chet Edwards.
Well, my master's degree was from Baylor, and his master's degree was from Harvard. You know, Ivy Leaguers have, in many cases, proven to have a different perspective on what makes America great than what Central Texans might think. I think it's clear from what we see coming out of Washington that Chet is not showing the kind of leadership we would expect Central Texans to show, showing respect, policies that have respect for free markets. We are seeing policies that reflect the perspective that government knows better. Just recently, we had some proposed statutes coming out of Barney Frank's Finance Committee, our Banking Committee, that were going to be very injurious to the small regional banks. And that appears to be put on hold, but it took delegations of small bankers associations and from across the country, including many from Central Texas, to go up and lobby that case. And you know, it's unfortunate that the people in this district can't trust that Chet Edwards is going to be advocating the right kind of policy prescriptions to his fellow leaders in the Democrat Congress. It's certainly not showing its way in policy. For example, cap and trade. This is one of the most energy-intensive districts in the country. We have the Barnett Shale, natural gas formation in the north part of this district, which is expected in Texas to be the major oil and gas play for the next 20 years, and one of the major up-and-coming gas fields in the country. Just north of Glen Rose, we have one of Texas's only 2 nuclear plants. And in Robertson County, in the southern part of this district, we have one of the major coal-producing counties in the country. There are few districts that really have such a diverse and deep exposure to energy production. And for a representative from this district to not be standing shoulder to shoulder with his Republican colleagues in Congress, shouting from the rooftops to stop this bill from even being written, much less being voted upon, kind of undermines the image that Chet has built for himself of being a moderate and a bipartisan and sensible kind of leader. I was very disappointed. He should have been a leader in opposition to that bill, and he was undecided on it until the last minute. And I think that right there says everything that you need to know about someone who's kind of lost touch with his constituents and a little more concerned with his career.